So it's 5 o'clock. I'll call the meeting to order. I'm going to chair this meeting for Mayor Brown. She's at another event right now, but she hopes to be here sometime soon. So let's see if she can make it. So call to order at 5 o'clock. And Councillor Bolt, you have the adoption of the agenda motion.
I do I? All right. Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Barry Smith. Be it resolved that the Council of the Town of Perth adopt the agenda for the February 18th, 2025 council meeting as presented.
Discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion? Carried unanimously. Land acknowledgement. We respectfully acknowledge the land on which we gather as a traditional home of the various Indigenous peoples. As we work towards reconciliation, may we all live with respect on this land and live in peace and friendship with all its diverse peoples. If anyone has a disclosure of pecuniary interest now or anytime during the meeting, please let me know. Councillor Bird.
Yes, definitely with the acting mayor, it's for the same reason. It's two items on the agenda. Agenda item number 2, item 10.1 and 10.2. First one is Ramsey Hart, Benita Ford, Persons for Responsible Development, Kaivan. And the other one is concerns of residents and owners of Taylor Terrace and members of the community, West Annex Lands petition. And the reason for in both cases is I had a previous social relationship with one of the parties, the Kaivan group.
Okay, thank you. You're noted. And I had the same thing, but I'll read my disclosures later on in the meeting when it comes up. Adoption of the minutes, Councillor McRae.
Moved by myself and seconded by Councillor Gary Waterfield. Be it resolved that the Council of the Town of Perth adopt the minutes of the January 28th, 2025 regular council meeting.
Discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion? Carried unanimously. No delegations, no presentations. Consent agenda. Councillor Bird.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor McRae. The following bylaws and motions listed below in the consent agenda be passed and numbered accordingly.
Thank you. Discussion on the motion. Councillor Waterfield.
Deputy Mayor, I would like to remove 8.2.6 from the consent agenda.
Okay, we'll remove that and we'll move it over to items removed from the consent agenda later. And is there any further discussion on the motion on the other ones on the agenda? Okay, so I need a motion to amend the motion to remove 8.2.6. Can I have someone move an amendment motion? Moved by Councillor Bird. All in favor? Second by Councillor McRae. Yeah. Okay, so now we have to have a motion to pass the consent agenda as amended. So can I have someone move a motion to pass it?
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Bolt, seconded by Councillor McRae, that we're going to move it as amended. All in favor? Thank you. Carried. So items removed from the consent agenda. Councillor Waterfield, your motion.
Deputy Mayor, I am withdrawing this motion. Clearly, there is a lack of political support for this motion in this chamber and elsewhere. I would encourage our CAO and directors to continually seek out opportunities, such as those in 8.1.5, updated tanker and aerial support services agreement with Drummond North Elmsley and Tay Valley Township. I will continue to bring forth issues and motions that I feel are in the best interest of the public good of our town and the well-being of our fellow citizens.
Okay, can you move the motion as it's currently written so we can discuss it on the floor?
Oh, I see. Okay. So let me go back to the page here. The motion read, be it resolved that the Council of the Town of Perth defers seeking interest from the townships of Drummond North Elmsley, Tay Valley, and Lanark Highlands to commission an independent professional feasibility study for areas of shared programs, services, and service deliveries, up to and including amalgamation, to the 2026 budget process where an estimated cost of a feasibility study can be considered.
Okay, thank you. So members of council will defeat that motion since Councillor Waterfield wants to remove it. So discussion on the motion. All in favor of the motion? Oh, sorry, I need a seconder.
I'll second it.
Councillor Bolt. Perfect, thanks. So all in favor
To defeat it?
to defeat?
Well-
No, it's all opposed is what we're,
Okay.
yeah, so all opposed? Okay,
All right.
Thank you.
Gotcha.
Okay, the next one is there's the two motions for the Kaiban, for the two motions, and I'm going to read two declarations. So I, Deputy Mayor Ed McPherson, declare a potential pecuniary interest on council agenda number 2, item 10.1, item titled Ramsey Hart and Bonita Ford, Perth Citizens for Responsible Development, Kaivan Limited, proposed development on the Perth Golf Course. For the following reasons, my son owns property at the corner of Tom and Peter Street, and therefore I would have a potential pecuniary interest as a result of my son's interests. And the second one is, I, Deputy Mayor Ed McPherson, declare a potential pecuniary interest on council agenda number 2, item 10.2, item titled Concerns of the Residents and Owners of Tay Terrace and Members of the Community West Annex Lands Petition. For the following reasons, my son owns property at the corner of Tom Street and Peter Street, and therefore I would have a potential pecuniary interest as a result of my son's interest. So I will remove myself from the chair and ask Councillor Bolt to take over.
All right, so motions 10.1, Councillor Waterfield.
Be it resolved that the Council of the Town of Perth receive for information the presentation from the Perth Citizens for Sensible Development regarding the proposed development of the Perth Golf Course, and that the information be considered by the Director of Developmental Services town staff during the Ontario Land Tribunal process as presented at the Committee of the Whole meeting on February the 11th, 2025.
Discussion, if any? All in favor? It's carried unanimously. 10.2, concerns of the residents and owners of Tay Terrace. Councillor Waterfield again.
Be it resolved that the Council of the Town of Perth receive for information the petition from the residents and owners of Tay Terrace and members of the community regarding the West Annex lands, and that the information be considered by the Director of Developmental Services town staff during the Ontario Land Tribunal process.
Thank you. Discussion, if any? Seeing none, all in favor? Carried unanimously by those voting. Call the sheriff back in.
Okay, we don't have any bylaws, no staff reports, council committee, local board, and external board members' reports. County council, I've been circulating the county council minutes from the meetings we've had, so all the council knows about that. I guess the only thing I'd like to bring forward is that county council received an additional $600,000 in early January to help go towards the building that'll go up in the Perth Works area. So that's in process right now. And Mayor Brown's not here. Climate Advisory Committee, Barry, did you want to say anything about the committee? I was there, but did you want to make any comments for Mayor Brown at the recent meeting?
So, except Brody was really taking the meeting, and it was on planning and logistics, and he wants to look forward and make an agenda for the future for the Climate Change Committee.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Okay, thank you. I was there. I really enjoyed the meeting. It was pretty interesting. Leonard County Repeat Attachment Board, we have 2 public members going to be appointed to the board, and Councillor Bold will have a motion on that later. And Heritage Advisory Panel, Councillor Smith, any comments?
No, we just discussed the letter from the municipality of South Huron, and I think that was later gone to council.
Yeah.
And the meeting was canceled for February.
Okay. Drew Working Firm, Councillor McCray or Councillor Bird, any comments? Councillor McCray?
No, there hasn't been a meeting since the last report I gave. It's on March the 3rd, 2025. It's coming up.
Okay, thank you. Striking Committee, Councillor Bolt.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chair. So we had a meeting, and it was to review recommendations for the approval of 2 citizen appointments to the Lanark County OPP Detachment Board. My understanding is that there were, I think, 13 very qualified applicants, and the applicants were all vetted, and it came down to a recommendation of Rod Bowes and Michelle Vermette. So we voted on that, and I'll just read it here. So it was moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Barry Smith, as recommended by the striking committee. Be it resolved that the council of the town of Perth approve the citizen appointments to the Lanark County OPP Detachment Board as follows. Number 1, Rod Bowes, and number 2, Michelle Vermette.
Discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion? Carried unanimously. Councillor McCray, the Lanark County Climate Action Working Group.
We haven't had a meeting. Our next one's in April.
Okay. And Business Improvement Area.
I pretty well brought everybody up to date on the BIA. Our next meeting is February the 26th, so that's coming next week, 2025. And I think pretty well everything I filled you in at the last meeting.
Okay. Perth and District Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, that meeting's also coming up on February the 26th. But as everyone is aware, our Perth and District Chamber of Commerce has been very involved with the Carleton Place Chamber of Commerce in bringing this evening's presentation of an all candidates meeting, which is going to take place at 6:30 at the Civitan. And they're also very busy planning Maple Fest. They have, I believe, over 150 vendors, and that's April the 26th, 2025.
Okay. Any questions for Councillor McCray? No? Perth and District Union Public Library Board.
Yes, Deputy Mayor. On February the 3rd, I attended the Library Policy Committee meeting, at which time we reviewed our work plan for 2025 and reviewed 4 policies from the library. On February the 10th, I attended a library board meeting. We reviewed statistics from 2024. And also to note that in May, our library here in Perth will be hosting a conference called Little Branches Rural Roots. And the library will be hosting surrounding small libraries from Lanark for the annual conference here in Perth. So I'm looking forward to that. Also of note, tomorrow on February 19th, we have a traffic advisory working group meeting. And on Thursday, February the 20th, I have an RVCA executive meeting. And I've been in ongoing discussions with the executive director on a variety of issues.
Any questions for Councillor Waterfield on his report? No? River Valley Conservation Authority. Is that same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Lanark County Traffic Advisory Working Group.
I just mentioned there's a meeting tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so there's a motion from Councillor Bird.
Thank you, Chair. Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor McCray. Be it resolved that the Council of the Town of Perth receive the Council Committee, local boards and external board reports and minutes as presented.
Discussion on the motion? All in favor of the motion? Carried unanimously. There's no new business. Is there any questions from the media? Okay, Councillor McCray, you had your hand up?
I know that this doesn't go under new business, but I think it should be said, and I know that every councillor around the table is feeling the very same. And that's just kudos to all the work that's been done to remove all the snow that has been around our community. I mean, they've done such a great job and they're working so hard. The repairs they're doing with the number of water mains that have broken, and they're on top of that. And also that incredible slide that they put together for Fire and Frost, or Frost and Fire, over the course of the weekend.
Thank you. Any other comments from councillors? I had the two same things on my list. So I had a fantastic time at Frost and Fire, Fire and Frost, where it was. And
Sure.
I had relatives in from Toronto and other places, and they all had lots of fun. And hats off to the snow team. I was just saying to Amanda before this, like normally we get complaints about snow and
Right.
but the amount of snow we got in those 2 or 3 days, and the fact that all the streets are cleaned and half the snow is gone, I don't know how they did it. And especially the public might not know we have a water main break today. The guys are also dealing with. I was by that this morning too. So I don't know how these guys are getting it done. And I think the team is 6 guys, 8 guys. Not
Yep.
sure. Not many.
Well, I just want to, Crystal's in the room too. Crystal and Grant worked hard on communication before the storm on social media, if you saw that, to try to get our plan and messaging out to try to preempt some of those complaints and to say, here's what we're doing. And that seems to have generated a lot of positive engagement too. So.
Oh, it was
Here, here.
fantastic. So our next meeting date is Tuesday, March 18th at 5:30, and we'll meet again. There's no closed sessions. There's no rise and report, and confirmation proceedings bylaw, Councillor Waterfield.
Be it resolved that the Council of the Town of Perth pass bylaw number 5200, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the Council of the Town of Perth at its meeting held February the 18th, 2025.
Discussion on the motion? All in favor? Carried unanimously. And adjournment, Counselor Bolt.
Moved by myself, seconded by Councillor Dave Bird. Be it resolved, the Council of the Town of Perth adjourn the February 18th, 2025 council meeting at, come on. Gotta go on my phone, 5:15 PM.
All in favor? Thank you. We're adjourned.
Thanks.